America failed in Iraq, the consequences would have been terrible and far-reaching. If the United States military had suffered defeat at the hands of al-Qaeda in Iraq, our nation would be less safe today, and millions of innocent people would have been left to a violent fate. That tragedy would have happened if Barack Obama had gotten his way and Congress had cut off funding for the surge. It did not happen, though, because John McCain was right, and he had the vision and the will to see the surge through to victory. Here's how I look at the choice that we face in this election. In politics, there are some candidates who use change to promote their careers. And then there are those like John McCain who use their careers to promote change. Among politicians, there is the idealism of high-flown speech-making with endless talk about great things. And then there is the idealism of leaders like John McCain who actually do great things. Senator McCain has shown this quality so clearly, and that's why he presents such a threat to business as usual in Washington. And this is a moment when principles and political independence matter a lot more than the party line. And this is a man who has always been there to serve his country, not just his party. A leader who's not looking for a fight, but sure isn't afraid of one either. See, John McCain doesn't run with the Washington herd. He's willing to shake things up in Washington, and that is only one more reason to take the maverick of the Senate and put him in the White House. We've done some shaking up in Alaska, too. As governor, I took on the old politics as usual, and you know, I stood up to the special interests and the lobbyists and the big oil companies and the good old boys network. True reform is hard, though. True reform really is tough to achieve, but in short order, we put the government of our state back on the side of the people. I came to office promising major ethics reform to end the culture of self-dealing. And today that ethics reform is the law, and that's what we're going to bring to Washington. We got rid of a few things in the governor's office that I didn't believe our citizens should have to pay for. That luxury jet, it was over the top, so I put it on eBay. And I love to drive myself to work, and as you might have heard, we got rid of the governor's personal chef, though I have to admit my kids really do miss her. I came to office promising to control spending by request if possible, but by veto if necessary. Senator McCain also promises to use the power of veto in defense of the public interest. And as a chief executive, I can assure you that it works. See, this is a moment that requires that kind of toughness and strength in the heart of the American president. And my running mate is a man who has shown those qualities in the darkest of places and in the service of his country. Our opponents have been going on quite a bit lately about how they always, quote, fight for you. But since Senator McCain won't say this on his own behalf, let me say it. There is only one man in this election who has ever really fought for you, and that man is John McCain. It's a long way from the fear and the pain and the squalor of a 4x6 cell in Hanoi to the Oval Office. But with your help, that is the journey he will have made. It's the journey of an upright and honorable man, the kind of fellow whose name you'll find on war memorials in small towns across this great country. Only he was among those who came home. To the most powerful office on earth, this man will bring the compassion that comes from having once been powerless, the wisdom that comes even to the captives by the grace of God, and the special confidence of those who have seen evil and have seen how evil is overcome. And I love the story of his fellow prisoner of war, a man named Tom Moe of Lancaster, Ohio. Tom recalls looking through a pinhole in his cell door as Lieutenant Commander John McCain was led down the hallway by the guards, day after day. As the story goes, when McCain shuffled back from torturous interrogations, he would turn toward Moe's door and flash a grin and a thumbs up as if to say, "We're going to pull through this." And my fellow Americans, that is the kind of man America needs to see us through the next 4 years. He is the only great man in this race, and he's the only man in this election ready to serve as our 44th president. And I am honored to introduce to you my running mate, my friend, the next president of the United States, Senator John McCain.